Okay, well, the Clockwork comes out, so that's going to be at least one of the supports on the side of PuckChamp. You know, they're going to have this next pickup, and it's going to be a really nice answer to the Bane as soon as that Fiend Script starts to come out. You know, as long as the Clockwork's got that angle, he's got the Bane that's going to be that sitting duck target, ready and waiting just to be hooked in on, and excuse me, cogged up, and maybe even killed off by the Clockwork, because the Battery Assault does a lot of damage, and the Bane, not really a hero that's going to be building those big tanky health items, you know, that's going to keep him alive through these fights. So Clockwork, I like that response there from the PuckChamp, and then that Dazzle as well. Okay, so the Dazzle, yeah, it's something a little bit new. Tell me about this hero. Why is this a good pickup here for the PuckChamp?
I loved Dazzle before they changed the hero. He does do overtime damage, so that might be the reason he's pretty good against the Visage. I'm not sure, you know. Usually there might be a pairing that they want to go with on this one. You also do have some heals to help you against the Visage lane, so that might be the reason. Pretty interesting pick. I'm not really sure. It's not something we see too often, or maybe they were expecting a Faceless Void to come out, so then the Grave is that much stronger. So I'm really not sure about this. Oh, I know why. With Dazzle, you can stack camps so easily for the Coddle. Yeah, that might be the case, you know, because you just use a spell, then you use your ulti. It does very huge AoE damage. You can pretty much stack 3 camps at the same time. So that could be the reason you're going for it. I don't think you pick it just for that, but it might be something that they're gunning for.
Okay, and with the Bane coming out as well, the Faceless Void there from the side of Team Empire, it means that either one of the Marcy or the Visage here are going to be the core. You know, looking at this lineup a little bit further on, which one here would you prefer to be picked up in that core role?
Visage core. If I see a Marcy core, I'm gonna be very sad, because I just don't see that hero as a core. I've seen Secret win one game on it with Isis Ice playing the Marcy, but to me this is for sure a support hero. The hero is very strong in the laning phase, and it is very strong once you get the Blink or an Ether Lens. If you get a BKB, sure, you can start punching people, but you really do need a lot of farm on this hero to be strong as a core, and she doesn't have any farming spells, really. So that I think qualifies her mostly for the support role. You know, I've always been the big advocate on it, going for a position 5, but position 4 is good enough, especially laning with the Visage. You know, you just jump off of him, and suddenly you run away from this Dazzle, who, you know, might be a position 4. I would rather lane the Clock against the Marcy and the Visage than the Dazzle, I guess.
And we've seen the Axe creeping up in the Eastern European leagues here. You know, Empire, do they maybe want to take a bit of a risk on that with the Dazzle coming out here? Or do you think that's just going to be completely shut? Because, again, looking at PuckChamp, it is looking like it's going to be another Dawnbreaker core. So, you know, Axe, yes, no, maybe?
You pick an Axe against the Dazzle. If I'm a 5 Dazzle and I see an Axe, I'm gonna break his spine for the first like 3 minutes of the game or 5 minutes of the game. I'm just gonna be running at him, and I don't care. I use my first spell, the Axe gets destroyed. He cannot play against the Dazzle. You get your level 2 with the Axe, you want to go into the creeps, they get healed, you die. So I'm not the big fan of an Axe. Sure, it's great to go through the Grave, but the thing is, Axe relies a lot on getting the early farm and doing well in the lane. Against the Dazzle, that is just not going to happen. So I would advise Team Empire not to think about it.
Okay, and Lycan going to be added to the PuckChamp lineup. Going to give them a bit of push. You know, that little bit of oomph they're going to need to take the towers and chase down onto heroes as well. If well, not if when the Lycan gets that Helm of the Overlord as well, going to be able to take those Ancients to some pretty big damage. I usually see the Thunderhides coming through there as well, you know, with that Enrage that gets the extra just big steroid that comes through, so the Lycan could take the buildings even quicker. But Empire now, looking at this, they see the full lineup, they've got the last pick. What are you picking here if you're BZZ looking at the PuckChamp lineup?
I would get something that can catch people. Yep, that is actually a good one, because you need a burst initiation on your side if you're Team Empire. The thing is, for PuckChamp, when you see these heroes, they're not gonna be playing together much. They're gonna be spreading the map and then coming together from time to time. Look at this, the Lycan will be on one part of the map pushing, the Dawnbreaker will be farming, coming in with the ulti, the Keeper of the Light will be farming, coming in with the Boots of Travel, and the only ones that are kind of of gonna be going between lanes are Dazzle and the Clockwork. So who do you get? You get a hero that can burst them down, or even you know, burst down a core before the Dazzle can actually respond with a Grave. It's not that easy to hit a Grave on a toss target. You have to click on the icon on the top of the screen. So I really like this last pick from Empire. I think in terms of drafts, you know, most of the teams would rather play Empire's draft, but I think PuckChamp are still a better team, and they have a lineup with which they're gonna be able to kind of spread the map so much that I think the scores on the side of PuckChamp just aren't gonna be dying. So that's most likely how this game is gonna go. But SquadX, he's the X factor. He needs to be getting kills around the map, so a lot of it is gonna be on his shoulders.
Yeah, and we'll see how well they're gonna do here getting into this game. I mean, the pressure's all on the side of Empire, you know, to get themselves into a winning position. And like you said, I mean, so the Faceless Void comes out, they're going to have the control of the Bane as well. Like you talked about, Visage going to be able to ambush heroes with the Marcy secret weapon coming through to be able to get those bounces off. If this game goes, let's say, 30-35 minutes into the 40-minute mark, you know, what are we expecting from these two teams in terms of being able to get there? You know, what big item do you think it's going to be the teams are going to be going for to be able to push into the fights? You know, what is it or the strategies? You know, do they want to be hunting the Lycans that are split pushing, the Dawnbreakers that are split pushing on the side of Empire, or is that when you think that it is just going to just kind of devolve into that 5 versus 5 brawl?
If the Tiny is not threatening a kill at the start of the fight, Empire have no chance to win it. Also, if he is threatening a kill, I think that then PuckChamp are gonna be playing quite separated, so they never give a big team fight. I think you mentioned like 35-40 minute mark. It is a good time for Empire to become strong up until that point and kind of do well in this game. The problem is at how good and how strong are you gonna be when you come to that point in the game? Because I just see PuckChamp just spreading this map out so much and getting so much farm. Even if Empire are dodging and not getting killed too much, it's gonna be a problem, because Lycan on one part of the map, you're gonna have a Coddle farming, the Dawnbreaker is gonna be farming, and Empire, they just don't have that much of an opening, because if you spread around your heroes, Clockwork Hookshot, the TP is in onto the Lycan Wolves, and suddenly your core is dead. So I think it's even if we do get to that later portions of the game, that it's gonna be hard for Empire to play, because they'll be pretty far behind.
Okay, well, in the river, Krilliat is going to go. He's got the Celestial Hammer, so no Starbreaker to come out. And yeah, even Squad got the information that there was no ward down on the side of PuckChamp as he was checking against the tower with the nighttime vision, obviously, onto that tower. So he saw that there wasn't a spot. The sentry goes down as well to get that camp block here coming up for the Keeper of Light. So the Keeper of Light not going to be able to get that easy farm with the Illuminate until that is dewarded. Doesn't have a sentry, not on the courier either, so this is going to be at least another minute, you know, maybe the second minute before Young G going to be able to get that deward off and figure out that, yeah, his camp has been blocked.
We have seen Navi played the Keeper of the Light. No one played it, and he stacked the bottom two camps. That's in the big jungle. That's why the Coddle is so good on the Raiden, because you're gonna be able to stack those camps. Obviously, the small camp being taken away is a solid chunk of farm, but in the grand scheme of things, the Keeper of the Light is still gonna be getting a lot out of the laning stage, out of the first 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah, and you can see him already. He's just starting off this Illuminate spam just to, like you say, get those last hits, just force the lane into Squad as well. I mean, how well does the Tiny do? Because he went for the Avalanche first, so he's got that tree now, but how well does he actually do when this lane is just constantly being pushed towards him by Young G and the Illuminate?
He does great. The Tiny has good damage, he has good animation. The thing is, Coddle farms fast, but so does any hero that goes up against him. Especially like the Tiny, you have so much HP, you're gonna be getting the bottle, all the water runes. The harass doesn't really bother you that much. So SquadX, this is important for Empire, and why this Tiny is such a good pick is against the Coddle, you have a free lane. So SquadX, if it does come to it, he gets the early Blink Dagger, he can't really hunt down these supports, even be a pain in the backside for the Keeper of the Light.
Okay, and in the bottom lane as well, it looks like we are going to be seeing Chashlov here on the core. There's the Starbreaker does come through. Going to be a lot of damage as well as the Poison Touch on top of this Visage. Visage is going to be able to get himself away, level 2. Now Celestial Hammer though, he's still going to be taking a little bit of damage. Turns it around onto Kriliak. Kriliak doesn't really care, he just shrugs it off. But again, you talked about James as well as Chashlov being a scurry combination. Is that only when you start to see, you know, around level 4, level 5, or is it when the ultimates start to come out, the familiars are up as well for the extra stun lock? You know, where is it where is the sweet spot here for the Marcy Visage combo?
This is the problem, you know. You should be strong from like level 1, 2. You know, you just jump in. The soul assumption damage, it's insane. But the thing is, Dawnbreaker is just such a strong laner. Good armor, good HP, good regen. Everything is good on this hero. And then whenever we see, okay, this is a good lane, they might be able to win it. Nope, no, you're not gonna be able to win it. You're actually gonna get crushed every single time. And playing against the Dazzle doesn't help because he's very annoying. James, he cannot pull the Dazzle to the side and maybe allow the Visage just to farm 1 versus 1 because you are gonna die to the Poison Touch.
Yeah, and so is this now just a case of James, you know, he waits for that level 4, level 5, and then starts to look to maybe Romeo, get a pick on the Kotal in the mid lane, because obviously, you know, the Kotal not really hypermobile, he's not going to be able to get away from the Dispose coming through that puts him into the Tiny's path, or you just kind of stick it out on this bottom lane and just make the best of it that you can?
I think if you leave the Visage, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. Top lane though, Malik is getting gone on 2 points in Feral Impulse. He should be okay.
He's fine. He's fine. Look at him. He's fine. Absolutely fine. He's got the Helm of Iron Will as well, so he's going to be able to get some regen coming through the extra armor. BZZ's out of mana now. He's absolutely fine. 100% calculated for the Lycan.
It's just so hard to deal with this hero. Clockwork, he would always pull the Bane to the side. Bane was trying to be annoying to the Lycan in the first few levels. That's why you see Malik being ahead of experience over the Void, just because, you know, the Bane was close to the lane. You don't want to get isolated with the Clockwork, but Clockwork constantly pulling BZZ to the side, pulling, and in the end, the Lycan gets his level 3 and the Helm of the Iron Will. Now he's going to be untouched.
I love that as well. He drops the cogs and immediately denies the one. Oh, come on, squad. I was making a point. Okay, yeah, Roger completely invalidated my point as well. So, when the cogs went down, I'll finish my point just because, but the cogs go down, he immediately turns around and just denies that bottom cog so the Wolves can get in as well, extra harass out onto the Bane. And it, you know, it sets up for a lot of damage there that obviously didn't go the way of PuckChamp because they lost 2 heroes. And, okay, only 1 in that lane, but, you know, the theory was right, the execution was just a little bit lacking there from the side of PuckChamp.
Yeah, but Young G dying in the mid lane, that's the big thing. The X factor, as we mentioned, for the side of Empire is going to be this Tiny. This is the hero that you're looking for. With all of this mobility coming out from PuckChamp and then them not wanting to be together, you know, it is going to give openings to the Tiny. If he's super strong, he might be able to bring even the cores down from 100 to 0. And, you know, with the Lycan, you usually don't expect that to happen to you, but it's not impossible. And this is the start that Empire needed. Tiny has everything he wants. Good farm, and he even got the first blood. That is a big boost towards his Blink Dagger. Yeah, he's going to be buying out onto, what's actually coming out? It's going to be the Power Treads as well as bottom lane.
But bottom lane, they're going to be able to go in the cogs here. The wraparound from Roger comes through. Starbreaker going to be used as well. Going to be pushing back onto Shashlo. Shashlo, can he get himself away from this? Roger going to be able to pick it up with the Battery Assault now as well. And James going to get himself away. He's going to try and keep himself healthy with the stick, but the damage coming through, not going to be enough to finish the job. And James will be able to salve back up, get himself back to a decent amount of health, and maybe get some solo XP at level 3 there as well. For, do you want to be going for an early point into the? I ask you this every time, but you know, the Marcy, the support Marcy, does he want that early sidekick coming through with the Visage as well, or does he just want to be constantly going for the Dispose and the rebound here for James?
I don't think this game he needs the sidekick that early on. Later on, you know, giving it to the Void, giving it to the Tiny, it's fine, but early on, especially with the Visage in the lane, it's not really going to do you much good. So I'm expecting him to skip it. I actually expected 2 points in the rebound and only 1 in the Dispose, but he wanted that one, guessing that he probably didn't have a cooldown at some point. But Roger now, he wants to be on the bottom lane, top lane. The Lycan is going to be fine unless the Tiny rotates. I like this from SquadX because they need to make something happen on the other lanes. Mid lane not going to be happening, and on the top lane, Malik can die. Yeah, the Avatos is going to come through right onto the Lycan, and you really don't play fetch with the actual dog. But this time, Squad will be able to get the toss on the Lycan and get that kill, securing it for his team. Bottom lane,
There is going to be the 3-man push in, so they're just going to look like solo laners and give the solo XP over to the Lycan now. But the push comes in, the Cogs, it traps both of them here. They might be able to get something out of this. The Nightmare is going to stop that Starbreaker, but the damage coming through. Satchelo isn't going to be able to get this kill as Dukas goes for the chase down. There isn't going to be a Grave coming through, and Roger going to be slowed down now as well by that rebound. Jess, who's going to be able to get himself in with the time walk. The time dilation comes through, so they might even be able to get something more out of this as Roger looks like he's going to be chased down once again. But the Cogs do get dropped here, and the damage comes through. Krilliak getting himself away. He's got no Celestial Hammer. But yes, there is going to be the blast coming through, and Roger picks up the kill onto BZZ. James will be able to get himself away, but the Blinding Light doing a lot of damage here now as well. Jesu, there is going to be the Chronosphere coming through from Jesu, and it looks like he might be able to pick up this kill onto the Dawnbreaker. One more right click, is it going to be enough with the rebound coming through? No, he uses the Shallow Grave, the buyback. That's just the respawn from Dukas, a little bit early for the buybacks, and they do get the kill, turning that one around, but Jesu will be able to get himself away with the Time Walk. Roger just denies himself. Yeah, to the tier 3 tower. But this
the first chrono unsuccessful, but it was close.
It was close, but again, close only really counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. And Dawnbreaker, you know, being kept alive, the infused raindrops doing work there, had some charges to get himself back to a decent amount of health. To Kalis with the early respawn, because obviously we're only 8 minutes in. So it was a really nice time when it came together to keep the Dawnbreaker alive.
If I'm Empire, though, I'm still happy. The Tiny's having a good time. He wants to go for more. They know that Dawnbreaker has her ulti, and he just TP'd to the base, so they want to make a coordinated move so that they have more heroes, and that's going to be the case right now.
Look at this 5-man rotation coming through here. The Solar Guardian does come through, so the stun, but he's going to be able to get the Time Walk off now, and they're going to be able to collapse right back onto Krilliak. And Krilliak not going to be able to get himself away from this because he used the Solar Guardian offensively here. And is there going to be any TPs from the rest of the team? There is not, so the Starbreaker comes through, going to be interrupted here. And Squad X picks up the kill, while I guess space created ?
Not really. Your carry was going back to his lane, and Empire they read everything perfectly. Ideal for PuckChamp. They wanted to engage there, find one hero on the map, and then go in with the Solar Guardian. But with the beautiful move from Empire and bringing all of these heroes, they're actually gonna be trading a tower. If you're taking a tower away from the enemy and they have a Lycan on their team, you know, you're equal in towers, you're gonna be happy if you're Empire. Opening up the map, opening up the bottom part of the map is gonna be a big deal, because now once the Tiny gets the blink, PuckChamp supports, they're not gonna be able to even show their nose on the bottom part of the map, or they will die.
Yeah, look at this as well. He gets the Tumbler's Toy for that extra little bit of gap close. Speaking about gap close, they are going to be able to get on top of Satchel. Satchel can get himself away from this one now as well. Dukas right on his back. Will be coming in with a Poison Touch. One more right click. Roger's going to try and chase him down. The Battery Assault should be enough. They're going to be able to get the kill there onto the Visage. Meanwhile, the back lines, Young G, Blinding Light comes out almost immediately. Malik's going to try and come through there. I think they'll be able to kill off. They do get the kill onto Jesu as the Grave comes out. Dazzle going to be self-casting that now as well. And James has to go for that runaway. Only level 5 onto the Clockwork, so it's going to be Battery Assaults once more. BZZ, no cast here on the Fiend's Grip. Still only level 5 for him. As BZZ gets the kill onto Dukas. Will he go down? There is going to be a rebound coming through, but Roger wants to carry on his chase. But it looks like, yeah, behind the tier 1 tower. Squad will go down once again, though, going back to BZZ. The courier Dukas just trying to get that vision out. And once again, Clockwork only level 5. So close, but again, doesn't count here, so he's not going to be able to get a hook shot off because he doesn't have it just yet. James trying to run himself away. Krill gets on the chase with the Celestial Hammer to be able to close that gap. The Rocket Flare comes through as well, but James just backs himself out, gets a rune, and calls it a day.
The thing is, Empire just aren't that strong in a full-on team fight. They don't bring as much as the PuckChamp do, and if the Grave comes out after a target has not been bursted, it's a problem. So I think Empire going in without the Tiny Blink was a bit of too greedy for them. Let's see now if they can do something with it.
Yeah, the Poison Touch comes out. Squad XE showing that Blink off onto the Lycan, but the Lycan now as well, with the Helm of the Dominator going towards that Vlad, and the Buckler up already. He is pretty darn tanky. Just shrugs off the toss.
Malik is gonna be fine, and with the bottom lane you can see PuckChamp understand where the Tiny wants to be hunting, and they ward the vision there. So now they're the ones that have vision, and if Empire wants to invade on the bottom lane, they have to go for a smoke. So that's exactly what they're gonna do, but they're not invading the bottom. Even if they get killed on this Lycan, it's really not gonna matter much.
Yeah, they might be able to see him now as well. Malik, does he have an escape? But there is going to be the Solar Guardian coming through here. It looks like they're going to be able to start off with the hookshot coming through on James. He's going to be taking a lot of damage here. Squad X, he's going to be the next target. Going to be chased down. Where's that Starbreaker? He's going to be coming through onto Squad X. Squad X turns back into it. The toss comes out, but he should still tick down. Will go down. The urn being picked up. Young G gets the kill. And what do you say? He's going to be able to stick the ashes of his enemies in that urn.
That's what's gonna happen, and then he's gonna spray it all over them. So, Empire, that is just not the place that you want to be fighting at. Even if you would get a kill, it would just be a kill and that's it. It's not gonna be an area for you that you're gonna be getting kills over and over again. Then that is what Empire need right now: the control of the top part of the jungle and the control of the bottom part of the jungle, so that Tiny can go left and right and just hunt for people. But if you're running in to PuckChamp right now, they have so many heals, and if they're together, you are gonna be you're gonna be left stranded. The thing is that the carry of PuckChamp can fight right now, and the Faceless Void cannot. So because of that, Empire, they need to be controlling at least one of the big jungles. It's good that Shachalo is farming, but Tiny, with such a good start, not being able to get kills and just dying twice in a row is gonna hurt them quite a lot, and their smokes are gonna become scarce right now. They only have one left.
Yeah, and you can see that Jesse, like you say, he doesn't want to join this fight. He's got the... No, that's not his courier. He's got nothing. Good day, sir. As he just... James is going to be chased down, though, in the jungle. Ducalis going to get in range. The hook shot's going to come through on the backlines. They're going to be going to the Cox. The Shapeshift comes out now as well. Squad X, so he might be able to do a little bit of damage here to Roger. But the Celestial Hammer comes out. Yeah, they're going to be able to get the kill onto the Tiny. And now the chase is on Malik. He's chasing... he's going to be going onto the tower, so it's going to be a pretty big... tutor here for Malik as he takes down this tier 1 tower with his creeps, with his wolves. Do they want to be going further? Because, I mean, this shapeshift is going to be wearing off, so maybe he doesn't want to go too far forward, but they might be able to collapse onto Thatchlow. Thatchlow might have been spotted. Ow. Ducalis. The ward goes down. Look at this observer ward on the back line set for the triangle as well. Excuse me, the dire jungle, you know, just getting that early spot up between the tier 2, between the tier 3, and that's just where PuckChamp, do they just want to be keeping control of this entire jungle now, taking it away from Empire, making it harder for these cores to farm up?
Just before I answer that, Empire going for a smoke, and they immediately pinged it out for PuckChamp. This is the most obvious smoke I've ever seen, because the only thing that Empire can do right now is smoke. But yet again, they're going to a part of the map that they're not going to get much out from.
I love that from Roger as well. He walked himself in. He's not even going to drop the cogs, just the battery. So the Solar Guardian comes through. It was a great bait, mate. And now they're going to be able to go into squad. But squad, he's going to be pushed back by the cogs. The blinding light forces him back into Young G's path. Krillia, he's looking for that high five. Don't leave him hanging. Come on. Okay. They leave him hanging, and that is the worst team play I've ever seen. Just leaving your teammate hanging. Where's the coordination, man? Where's that team bonding coming out? As Roshan, he's going to be taken care of quite quickly there as well. Ducalis just going to be able to sit on the outside of the pit, do the damage, and Krilliak gets himself an Aegis.
Empire, they did get a good start, but again, we are gonna repeat it. They are just not on the same level as PuckChamp right now. You know, in between carries, not really looking good, even when they were playing with Retrograde, and now it's just gonna be that part where you're trying to delay this game. You don't have any more smokes. You can't make any more moves. The Tiny that had a great time is now 4th in terms of net worth, so his burst damage isn't going to be enough even to kill the supports on the side of PuckChamp. So you're left with a chance for your Void to actually do the damage. But for that to happen, you also need the Visage and people to be at the edge of the Chrono. So 7 Jesu, we're going to start looking at him, but it's a little bit too early to look at the Faceless Void. This hero needs time, and the time just wasn't given to him considering what just happened in the game.
Yeah, and you can see that he's not even in terms of net worth, you know, he's only about 700 gold behind, but he was looking for that farming item. Ooh, in the mid lane though. Squad, he might go down again. The hookshot's going to come through. They're going to be able to take down this Tiny once again. Ducalis comes through. The poison touch on the squad. And he's going to be able to get the toss off onto the old man. But the old man, the chronosphere, he's on the edge. It's going to be able to survive though, because the grave will come through. It's not even going to be needed. The Solar Guardian going to be able to keep him alive. And now the Starbreaker Unleashed comes through from Marcy. Going to be able to get the kill onto Ducalis. But the chase is out onto Jesu. Jesu's already used pretty much everything, and he will be blown up. And now the chase is on Malik. He's looking. He's chasing that bird. Is he going to be able to grasp it now as well? The rebound comes right back out. But do they want to go with the Starbreaker? He's going to be able to go down now as well. James underneath the tier 3 tower. Malik, you got to be careful about diving this here, mate. Fiend's Grip does come out, so they are going to be able to lock down this Lycan. Is he going to survive through, though, with that disposed back underneath the tier 3? He's going. He's living. but eventually he will be taken down, and now the rebound comes out. James going to be able to get the kill onto Young G. Once again, the revenge comes through Squad X, and now they're going to be able to go onto Roger. Roger will go down. Krillia looking for the runaway. He's going to be able to get Celestial Hammer onto the high ground. And no follow-up from that, so he will be able to the rebound. Just a little bit too slow. He gets that TP away to safety.
Okay, they're just trying to embarrass Empire right now. Obviously, it's not gonna work out here if you dive them like that. You put yourself in a bad spot. And Empire, these are Dota players still, even though as a team they're not looking hot right now. They're gonna be using their spells properly, and you're gonna die with dives like that. After the tiny kill, when they started diving the tier 2 and constantly being attacked by the tower, and I think the biggest mistake obviously is gonna be Malik just running into a tier 3. You get Fiend's Grip close to it, and of course you are gonna be you're gonna be going down. But PuckChamp, in terms of tactics, you know, the way that they storm down the mid lane, I really like how they're playing this. They spread the map and immediately they collapse towards the mid. Spread out the map, push out the sidelines, collapse towards the mid. That is the way that you should be playing. It just is that you shouldn't really dive and try to kill everyone. 1 or 2 kills is gonna cut it.
Look at this from Roger. He's just getting himself in. I mean, again, they still have this ward here, so he's looking to get behind the tier 2, looking for a hook shot that can be followed up. The rocket flow does come through. I don't think it's spotted out onto Shachlo, though. So Shachlo is going to be fine here. Young G in the mid lane needs to be careful. BZZ's close. No Fiend's Grip, though, so he's going to see him in the river. Does he want to go for the Nightmare? Is there going to be a follow-up as well? Because the Blink Dagger coming through. In fact, he's going to be able to get himself a double down before this comes through. Solar Guardian going to be used. Is this the backup call here now, though? It looks like BZZ inside. Is he going to be able to get himself away from this one? The damage is just way too much, and he get that kill. There's going to be the wraparound coming through. The ward gets placed here. Roger going to be able to get the hook shot onto the Marcy. The Marcy James, can he get himself out? The Solar Bind comes out as well as that Blinding Light, and James going to try and do what he can with the rebound to get himself away from this, but the chase comes out and James will go down. And again, Empire, they pick up 2 for nothing after an engage was started there from the side of Team Empire.
That's the first move from Empire that I like. The problem, of course, is this ward from PuckChamp that is placed on the mid lane that is allowing them to get a bonus kill. Even the Tiny almost caught there. But the first move I really like. They go for a play. They know that the help is gonna come for their coddle, and they immediately get themselves out. So forcing stuff out for the side of PuckChamp, and with that, PuckChamp not being able to really make a super aggressive plays is gonna be nice. Now, obviously, with the difference in gold and you having a Lycan, the tier 2 will fall. But if they died next to their tier 2, both of their tier 2 towers, the mid and the top one, would be taking a lot of damage. So Empire, very nice attempt there. It was definitely shown that they had a plan. The plan was to force out spells and get themselves out. In the end, only losing the support's not too bad.
Yeah, and you can see who he just continues to farm, but he is still falling behind. He's got that Maelstrom up, which is going to accelerate the farm, but while this is going on, you can see that the Lycan, he's just going to be able to, like I say, the Thunderhide comes out, he's going to be able to take down this tier 2 tower, they're going to be able to put this aggression up, so PuckChamp slowly but surely starting to take away this map control from the side of Empire, and it looks like they might even be able to TP back. Do they have the vision out here? It looks like Roger's going to be able to come in with a hook shot, they're going to be able to lock down the Tiny once again, the cogs come out, Solar Bind's going to be there, and even at dispose, the damage, it's going to be way too much. Starbreaker comes through. In fact, James going to get himself out. Whoa, skin of his teeth though, but he does get himself out.
So Empire, they had a good move there in the mid lane. The problem is they didn't capitalize on it at all. They just allowed PuckChamp to get everything with pretty much minimal commit. I think that was maybe the time for 7 Jesu to go for the Chrono on the top lane to save his tier 2. Now they only have the bottom towers left. It's gonna make it a lot harder for Empire to make any more of those moves. And 7 Jesu, I think that was the perfect timing for him to come over. Now it's gonna be his part of the map. The bottom part that he was allowed to play gonna be taken over, and he doesn't have a BKB, so this is really gonna be the next 5 minutes for him really tough.
Yeah, and how do you like his build as well? Because he's got the 1 point into the time dilation, but he's gone right back for stats, so he's already got 4 of the 7 stat slots picked up. Is this what you want to see? Because it will give him a little bit more survivability, you know, the damage coming through as well, or would you prefer of him to pick up more points, you know, another point into the Chronosphere, more points into the time dilation? You know, how do you feel about this build? Oh, we'll come back to that question, as it looks like BCZ, he's going to go down. The Brain Sap not going to be enough to keep him alive. Malik's going to be able to pick up another kill.
This is the classic build for a Faceless Void. If you don't want to be using your Chrono, just don't get another point of it. But time dilation level 1 is pretty common. No one really takes any more points in that spell because you don't really get any value for more points. You know, 1 DPS per cooldown. No one really cares about that. Even if it was an Invoker, it would be 10 DPS, you know, if he would use all of his spells. So I'd say the time dilation level 1 is just a super value point and you don't need any more of it.
The cogs come out, the stun even into the Solar Guardian. So well played there from Roger. And Faceless Void, he just absolutely disappears. He's a nothing Void. He's been sent to the Void, and how quickly he died there.
Yeah, that's the punish coming to you for not fighting when you could. You had that one opening that your team made for you. Obviously, it wasn't the big one, but it was an opening either way, and you just continued farming. Now, you don't have anywhere left to farm, which means that until you get your BKB, you're a sitting duck. So now, even when he gets it, PuckChamp are gonna have probably a good enough lead to survive whatever goes their way, but Empire, at least they can wait for that.
Yeah, you can see the PuckChamp, they want to be stepping up onto these tier 3s. No buyback onto the Faceless Void. Probably doesn't want to be buying back this early on in the game anyway, with no real items to fight. So, yeah, like you say, he wants to be going towards that BKB. He's most of the way there as Krilliak continues to put pressure on Roshan. It's going to be a long one, 2 minutes away before the big man's back up. And so what can Empire do to kind of get something back from this game? Because it looks like they're just being forced to turtle in the base here. You know, do they want to smoke out, maybe look for a chrono pickoff, or is a PuckChamp, do they have that power spike over Empire in this current situation until, oh, the hookshot!
Okay, he's alive. At least he's alive. So right now, for Empire, it's all about getting the BKB for the Faceless Void. You don't have a tactical advantage at any point in the map any longer, and you are much weaker. So if you can't get into a good position, if you're weaker, your chances of winning a fight are 0%. So the BKB, it can change that. Empire, after the BKB is out, that's when they're going to be using their smoke. If they have it, I hope they do. Yep, they have the last one on the Bane. They can't use it before that happens. If they do, the game is just instantly over for them.
Oh, look at this, so they're going to be going underneath the tier 3s, they're going to be able to get the stun onto the Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker, the Fiend's Rip comes out, but that's going to be the Sans coming through here, and it looks like it's going to be the Force back. Is it? Who's got the Orchids? It's Young G?
The Coddle.
Coddle's got it, yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, so, and now it's kind of shepherding Jesu down to this bottom lane. There's going to be the instant rotation here from Young G with that TP, and again, it's forcing Empire back. That was just a little bit of a warning shot there up against Shashflow, but it means that you do put the Fiend's Grip on cooldown for the next 90 seconds, which is going to be perfect timing for the next Roche take, which is going to be up in the next 30, and we've got another hook shot coming through. Jesu, is the lineup going to be there? Onto 7 Jesu, can he get the hook shot through? Timeout comes out. I don't think they have the vision behind, they don't, so Roger's not going to go for it after these creeps go down.
It's time to push out the bottom lane with the Tiny and go for a smoke. You know that the Roche is going to be coming up. This is pretty much your last timing that you're going to be able to do anything. Right now, Empire, if they don't defend that Roche, if it gets taken by PuckChamp, every single timing from the side of Empire will be taken away. So, and this is a pretty easy timing to understand. You smoke and you hope for the best. You want the Tiny to catch one hero, blow him up, and then the Chrono to be on another one to get them down as well. The problem is, PuckChamp, they know this. Roger is staying here to potentially die. He doesn't really care if he dies in this kind of a position, and he's obviously going to be saving for buyback because as soon as he dies, he buys back, and immediately Empire have lost the fight. So I think PuckChamp are really well prepared for this, but Empire might find a good angle. This Dazzle kill, he does not have a buyback. That would be so big. They don't have the guts.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to back themselves away. Just find, again, a little bit more space for Jesu to farm here as he goes towards, I think that's going to be the Melania coming out for Jesu, and yeah, it would have been nice if they got a kill onto the Dazzle, onto Decalis, but this is just going to be the perfect setup. Roche is back up, 5 heroes on the side of PuckChamp. In fact, Krilliak's just going straight into the pit. They've got a decent amount of vision if anyone tries to come through without any smokes on the side of Empire, so they're going to have that early warning system up, and I don't think there's any real way for Empire, even with the Chrono being up, to contest this.
You know, maybe in football, playing not to lose can be okay for you. You go 0-0 against the better team. In Dota, it just doesn't work. In this kind of a situation, the best possible play for Empire would be, even though it's a Hail Mary play, it's the only chance you have of winning the game. Now, with an Aegis on the side of PuckChamp, they will easily take your bottom tier 2. I think that PuckChamp, whatever they do inside of a fight, they'll have the strength to take this tier 2, but they don't even have to force it. They can go towards the top lane, force out the TPs from Empire, smoke towards the triangle current, and suddenly you're controlling the entirety of the map. The only thing that Empire can do is run at you with a smoke. They don't have any. Stay on their high ground and wait for the inevitable. When having a Lycan, the push isn't gonna be that hard. So I'm really scared for Empire right now. They're just hoping for the best on the high ground, and it's not like 2012. It's 2022, where teams don't really lose the game on the high ground push, especially not with a lead like this.
Yeah, and Krillia just continues to go. He wants that BKB, but he's already got the shard. You know, you've got Roger that's going towards the Aghanims as well, so he's going to have the double up on the overclock. And, well, the setup comes through. They're going to be able to get the toss back, but is this the trap here for PuckChamp, or is this PuckChamp springing a trap of their own? There is going to be the Phoenix coming through now as well, so Jesu, they are going to be able to pop that Aegis. What are they going to be able to do? They were saving that Chronosphere now as well. The Master Madness is over the BKBs here for Faces Void, so they're going to be able to get him on the edge as well. So this is going to be a really nice kill onto Krillia. Yeah, Krillia's going to go down, and now they get the toss. Lycan though, there is going to be the hook coming in from the Clockwork. Malik, the Shellgrave comes out. Can he take down this Tiny? The Tiny's going to fall. 50 seconds on the buyback. The buyback comes through from the Dawnbreaker now as well, because he was going to be able to use the Soul Guardian to come right back into this BZZ. The Solar Bind here onto him. Going to get himself away as the Nightmare comes out onto the Ancient Black Dragon, but an Avalanche. Another toss back. Is this going to be a kill onto Young G? No, the Shellgrave comes out. It's going to be keeping it alive. In fact, they're going to be able to go into the Faceless Void now. Faceless Void will go down. No buyback. 60 seconds as the Tiny was forced to buy back. And Young G, well, with the Spirit Vessel, he's going to be able to get himself up to a decent amount of health. The Salve comes through now as well. You've got the Dazzle heals. Roger, he's just tanking this front line. He has that Aghanims up as well, so the Overclock will come out. And this might be a lane of Rax, and PuckChamp with that extra life that allowed Krillia to come right back into this fight with the Solar Guardian. After that buyback, you know, it's just a really nice setup there. Okay, they throw away 2 lives here onto, but the hookshot comes through onto the Visage as well. Starbreaker going to be used. They'll also be able to get the kill onto. Is he going to be able to get himself away from this? Not likely. They're going to be able to get the kill once again onto Shadowflow. Roger though, he's going to be used to overclock, so the cogs come out once again. And he just hook shots himself onto the Tiny. The Tiny, no way out of here.
It's just destroying them.
Yeah, and that was a direct there onto the Tiny. 70 seconds, he is down. It's going to be a lane of Rax with only 1 hero dead on the side of PuckChamp as well. They're going to be able to turn if the overextension comes out from Empire. But the Faceless Void is going to be coming back. He's going to be able to get, it's just going to be the toss back onto the Tomato. But no, it's going to be the jump in. Dawnbreaker, he wants to go into this, maybe.
That Dispose stun saved the lives of 2 Empire supports. He disposed the creep, and Krillia just jumped into that one. If he did get the Starbreaker off with the Aghanim shard, he would have killed those 2 supports. There's no doubt about it. Okay, there's a Ghost Scepter on the Bane, maybe would have kept him alive, but it would have been a really tough thing for them. Either way, now you see, you know, high ground Empire, they did everything right. They did everything perfect. The spell usage was on point. But 1 buyback and you lose everything. The gold lead increases even further, and now PuckChamp can just continue doing the same thing. The top lane will be pushing in. The bottom tier 2 will inevitably fall. He can even send just the wolves in the Ancient Creep to finish it off, you know, with it being so low. And then Empire don't have anywhere to fight. Again, you wait for another Roche, and Empire, at some point, you're gonna have to leave your base, or you're gonna be fighting into a 40k gold lead, which is gonna make you unable to do even what you just did before that.
Yeah, and it looks like Faceless Void, you know, like I say, he's got the BKB, he's got no Lanya, but at 1900 health, he's having real trouble surviving if they do get engaged on. So is there going to be nice? No, the hookshot comes out. They're going to be able to get the jump onto Master here now as well. With the cogs coming through, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. Just gets blown up. The gem is on the deck as well. Roger, does he want to pick this one up? There is going to be a Chronosphere if they find the opening. They'll say Roger might go down, but the Shellgrave does come through for Jesu, so he's going to have to get that time walk off. And Roger survives through. The toss comes through, so he is going to be able to clean up that kill eventually here on the Tiny. But Tiny going to be hexed up. The damage is it going to be enough as he try and turn. Where can he go? The gem is still on the deck. They'll certainly be able to get onto the top of the Dazzle. The Callus, he pops that Shellgrave once again, but the Bane's going to go down. Solar Guardian comes out now once again, so Jesu could be denied from that Chronosphere, or the stuns will be there. Krilliat gets a blink in, the Starbreaker comes through as well. They clean up the Tiny once again. Krilliat just doing so much damage onto Jesu. Another wolf, yeah, it's going to be the Dawnbreaker wolf. Chases in, throws that hammer. That is some proper Norse god stuff going on here. Krilliat chases down Malik once again. and it looks like they're going to be able to go. Jessu's going to be taken down, and Krilliat just wants to go even further onto this game. Silverbind comes out, gets blown up once again. Going to be 4 kills going the way of PuckChamp. What's the big wolf in Norse mythology? Norse mythology.
I have no idea.
It's gonna bug me. I know this as well, but that's kind of the thing, right? The big wolf that's running around with a sword in its mouth, but this time it's Young G and Krilliat that are just, Krilliat with the hammer in its mouth in that wolf form, just chasing down the heroes on the side of Empire. I'm sure chat will tell me the name in the next few minutes when it catches up, but this is going to be game number 2, a 2-game win streak going the way of PuckChamp, taking this off Empire.
I didn't even notice the axe on the Lycan. To me, this game after Empire didn't go through with that smoke. This game was over, right? You had to go through with the last smoke that you have. You allowed PuckChamp to get the Roche. That is where the game ended, if you ask me. And obviously, you could say, well, they could have just lost at that point, yeah, but they had no chance winning after that Roche went the way of PuckChamp, because after that, Team Empire, they did everything in their power perfectly, and they weren't even close. Not even close. They killed Krilliat, one buyback in the fight. The Raxes, everything is over. Then PuckChamp, once they catch you outside of your base with a 20k gold lead, well, we saw what happened. There was no chance, literally no chance for Empire to win that fight. They even got the Chrono and Young G. They even got the kill on the Collis, and you can't kill the Coddle inside of the Chrono. That speaks volumes to the difference in farm that these teams have. But at least it is. It was kind of expected. Empire, I don't think they're gonna be feeling too bad after this one. They're probably even thinking about the next DPC tour, because currently I just don't see them winning against anyone other than X3.
Yeah, hopefully they will be able to get the team situation sorted, get themselves back, and get some practice matches in between now and the next. I mean, they're going to have a long break, because this is it. Okay, so they do still have TI qualifiers to come, which don't really see them do anything, but it's going to be good practice for the team. They're going to have events like the D2CL. I know there's other events going on in the Eastern European region as well that they can get some team synergy going, get some practice going, so they're going to be able to come back stronger for next season. But
First they need a constant carry, right? So I'm not sure if Seven Jesu has joined the team officially. I don't see the Empire tag yet, so probably not. So I think if they want to go with these 4 guys, they at least need a carry that is going to be sticking with the team. If they are thinking about the next season and something along those lines, but at least hopefully they will at least put up the fight in the next 2 series that they have left in the DPC.
Yeah. But for now, that is going to be it for us. There is going to be no interview after this, so that is going to be the end of the day. Hopefully you've enjoyed the cast. If you want to support myself and Hurry Freak, you can find us both on Twitter. All the follows are appreciated. But for now, we're going to be saying goodbye, and the Eastern European region will be back on Sunday. I know that for a fact. Ares and Nog will be taking Cybercats versus X3 on Sunday, and the Eastern European Division 1 games will be going the way of Ares and Lizard. Lyrical and Trent will be back to bring you more Eastern European region on Sunday. But for now, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time we go live. See you then.